Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Edna White, and I'm so glad that you're with me today because we're going to cover a topic that's really hot on everybody's mind right now concerning purpose. I am going to be talking about how to identify and conquer what's holding you back. So, you know that we get in this funk sometimes and we always find excuses and we find reasons and we just don't have the strength or the power to move forward and hold ourselves together to move forward. So we're going to talk about that today. And a lot of us have that. And we have been held back so long on what we want to do, what our goals are, and it even sometimes inhibits and constrains relationships. Sometimes it feels like everyone else is achieving what you want to achieve. They're achieving their goals, they're moving where they have to go, they're left not struggling, and you're here trying to figure out who you're meant to be or what you want to do. You can't seem to make the leap from where you are right now to where you want to be. So how do we sound? How do we move forward? All of this sounds familiar, and you are not alone. And I know we're hearing that a lot. You are not alone. It's more so now that you're not alone. Luckily, there are methods to identify what's holding you back, whether it's fear or some limiting belief or the unconscious mind just replaying old tapes. And we want to be able to eliminate those obstacles and reach your goals. So remember, you're not the only one that has been going through this, and you have the power to move forward, and you hold the keys to holding yourself back. So how do we identify? How do we identify the obstacles? So one of them is excuses. If you always have a but or a comma after saying something that's good, like, I know that I can bake cookies, comma, but. After that comma and that but is an excuse to nullify the first part. So we want to get to that place where excuses hold our fears, it holds our insecurities, our complacency, and that can hold us back. So know that the obstacle is an excuse. Put that in your mind. Limiting beliefs, which can be influenced by an event that happened in your life or circumstances that happened in your past that made you feel powerless. A lot of my clients have powerlessness over money issues. Money, they're balancing their checkbooks, they're maintaining to save, to invest, to secure insurance. They have money issues. So they have limiting beliefs around money. That is an obstacle. These beliefs exist only in the unconscious mind. So it's back there. You don't repeat it every day, but it's back there. And they drive your thoughts, which pushes your thoughts, and then it pushes the words, which pushes your body into action. They are in large what creates reality. So all of the unconscious tells the thoughts, thoughts tell your words are spoken, your body takes action. And that creates the reality. They're all responsible for creating the discrepancies between what we say we want and what we actually do. I just explained to you. Unconscious tells the thoughts tell the words make your body make the actions. Imagine this. Don't I sound like the older woman on the Golden Girls. But anyway, imagine this, that embedded deep in your unconscious mind, you're following an internal set of instructions. So it has A, B, C, D, okay? And that determines what you think and how you behave in every moment of the day. It's like a program. So turn left, turn right, don't go too fast. It's saying those things to you in a programmed way. Maybe 2 or 3 words, not a long sentence, just maybe 2 or 3 words. And it's installed in your unconscious mind, excuse me, as a result of experiences. And those experiences contain pain, and the pain connects with the experience, and the experience then puts the 2 or 3 words in place. If your experience have been positive, you've created an empowering presentation. So if you had a great experience with money, if I make money, I can save money, I can get a bike. Those things in your brain, those things mean you now know that money is energy, and energy gets you to where you want to go. So if you had a great experience, you will always have an empowering internal dialogue. Okay? So when you're positive, or when the words are not negative, your actions speak those things and actually do those things and form your reality. Sometimes it can get easy to spot a negative thought, and sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's not spoken, it's just an action. It's a habit that you've been doing, and you have to begin to see those things because they permeate through your conversations, it permeates through your thoughts, it permeates through your actions. And other times it's hard to pinpoint it. It's very hard because the obstacles are like layers. Like, for instance, I used to eat cheese. And when I was going through this evaluation process with myself, I was like, why do I just love cheese? Just want to get it. I don't like the taste of it. I don't miss it when it's not there. Why? And I had to examine why. And it was a habit that was pushed upon me from someone else. So I learned that I did not like cheese. Now, that's a layer of something that is actually behind it. Someone's forcing you to eat the cheese. So it was a layer effect. So that was pretty difficult to understand and figure out and find the proof behind it. And that is why I stopped eating cheese because I really didn't like cheese. So you have to, those are layers of everything, layers and layers and layers of your life that kind of need to be taken off. So, what are some of the steps? I'm going to make this short and sweet. What are some of the steps that you work through limiting beliefs? Okay. Think of something that you want and then ask yourself why you don't have it. See, all these questions, everything that has to do with your limited belief in what you do not have and why you're not where you want to be, all remain with you. The questions still have to be answered by you, because at the end of everything, you are the creator of your own life. So no one in the outside of you can stop you from doing anything except you. That requires you taking control of your life and learning to reveal those things and gaining the tools to reveal those things, to get rid of the negative emotions, get rid of the limiting beliefs. And one of the tools really is to try to journal in that area of life that you want to fix because you're going through some frustration, or you haven't been able to achieve what you desired, like at your job or at a project that you were handling. You weren't able to get there. So journal, why don't you have it? And ask yourself deeply, why don't you have it? Next, become aware of the negative voice. Okay, you know how they say there's a good angel on one side and the devil on the other side, and they're always telling you back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's similar, but you turn it this way because it's subconscious back here. It's telling you the bad, the bad stuff that you were taught, and this part of you is saying, no, that's not true. But you fight against it. You got to learn to know which voice you're listening to. Know and try to prove it against something. So if you say, I can't do that, I can't I don't know, I can't go on a plane. Prove it. Why? Do you have a broken leg? Or have you some medical condition? Or it's just some limiting belief that the plane's going to drop out of the sky the day I get on the plane. Things like that. You have to prove it. Prove what that feeling is. And if it's a feeling, feelings fleet every day. They change every day because they change with what's going on in the environment. They change in how you feel, what's making you feel that way. So feelings are not something you pin a belief on. So you have to start noticing that feeling and write it down. Just write it down. Keep writing it down, no matter how it is. Write it down. And then take a moment to consider the earliest time in your life when you first experienced that feeling. That's the way you find the root of all your problems, all your situations, all your angst. A lot of times my clients do not want to sit and face themselves, not want to sit quiet and really know the real truth, because the truth is really, you know it. I don't know it. I only know what you tell me. Years ago, I was working with a client that had a trauma at the age of, I believe, 11. And the client kept saying to me the things that the perpetrator was saying to them. And they were repeating it verbatim. I said, do you hear what you're saying? You're saying what someone else said to you. I said, what do you believe? And it was like a light bulb came on. It's like, wow, I believe that I can do this, but you were told something else. So you repeat the tape that's in your mind. So you have to know where the imprint comes from. And that comes from many years ago, and what happened and who was there. Let yourself see that you made a negative decision about yourself based on what happened, not with what is happening. So how did that decision affect you at the time? How has it limited you now? And how is it holding you back? Spend a little bit of time writing about this and really deep dive into it. I have a book, a workbook that's called The Big Ask, and it's a workbook that helps you write down what you feel and what you're feeling and ask the right questions. The right questions will always give you the right answers. Sometimes it's not the question, sometimes it's not the answer, it's the question, because a lot of times we're trained to ask ourselves certain questions that question ourselves, that are like open-ended. So we want to ask questions that get a solid answer, yes or no, like a lawyer almost. And once you've chosen an empowering thought, once you've wrote everything down, now you have to learn new empowering words, new empowering statements, new empowering beliefs. You have to replace those old ones with new ones. And the new ones will help you be empowered. And if you commit to that, if you really commit to that, for the next few days, you'll move forward really fast and you'll truly get what you desire, but you really have to say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take that time. Look, listen, we got nothing but time. We could set aside some television and actually work on our actions, our behaviors, our things, our limiting beliefs, our excuses, and recognize that we can accomplish anything that we set our minds to, anything big as well. I thank you for this time because it's going to lead to, I guess, a weekly one of these. But I just wanted I wanted to share with you just those few thoughts about your beliefs and how to get rid of them, how to identify them, and how to get them straight. Remember that I have a book called The Big Ask. It's available at the libraries, any local libraries. I don't know if they're open right now yet. It's available at any of the bookstores. All you have to do is ask. And if you want to just write me, you can write me in the comments below, or you can write me on my Facebook page. I'm always around Edna J. White. I'm always around social media. I'm on Instagram, Edna J. White Coaching. So you can always like reach out to me and ask me the question that's really bothering you, or you really want to find some answer to, because I'm sure that there's an answer if we both put our heads together. Again, my book is called The Big Ask, and it's by me. It's a workbook that helps you get anything that you want. It helps you to get the abundant mind, which is another book, but it helps you ask yourself the important questions on how to get to move forward and be empowered. This is Edna J. White signing off.